Hello everybody, video here for you today. I have not done any of these for a while, so I'm very excited to do this. We're going to go to the Dave Ramsey subreddit and answer questions, comment on things that people post in on there. Um, I am Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. You can email me about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. Just using this Curse of Oak Island video to get this graphic on here because it's the easiest way to do it. So as I said, we're gonna look at the Dave Ramsey subreddit. That's reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey. Or you can just go to Reddit and search Dave Ramsey. This page is not run by Ramsey Solutions. It is run by fans. I think they're nice enough people. They let me post my Baby Steps song link on here. And there'll be a link in the upper right to my music playlist. And I have the Baby Steps song in there and also a few songs about some of the Ramsey personalities. So you can check those out if you would like. Basically, everything can be answered by the 7 baby steps. As you can see right here, you can pause it and read them all. Baby step 3B is not on there. That is saving for a down payment. And we may get into that. And there's also some things, step 0 is not there either. And step 0 is a number of things, like not official, but it's things that you should do before you start even saving your $1,000 starter emergency fund. And those would be, first, take care of your 4 walls. That would be make sure you have shelter, food, clothing, transportation, and my pal Sid would add internet to that. Let's see what else in that. Probably the most important step of part 0 is where you decide that you are not going to use debt. That's credit cards or loans. You're not going to use debt for anything ever again except to buy a house. They will not yell at you if you get a mortgage on a house that you live in. Rental property doesn't count. You have to buy rental property all in cash. Alrighty, so we'll refer back to these. Almost every Dave Ramsey question can be answered by the baby steps. Sometimes there are nuances, and like I said, that baby step 0 and baby step 3B are not listed. So let's check it out. Alrighty, this is from De La Soul, 1997. We're officially out of baby step 2. Excellent. Baby step 2 is pay off all non-mortgage debt. Smallest to largest. Just wanted to share my excitement as I don't have anyone to share it with. That happened. That's common. That's common because doing this stuff is not normal. Your friends usually think you're out of your mind for wanting to pay off all your debt and not going out to restaurants and stuff like that, and other reasons. And so it's sometimes hard to find somebody to talk to, and that's one of the good things about Reddit. It provides a forum for people, like-minded people, to get together and connect. Let's see, $42.5 thousand paid off in 4 months. Excellent. We paid off $9K in credit cards, sold the car of $21.5K, and with the equity, paid off the remaining personal loan. Excellent. One of the best feelings out there, and truly enjoy living again. Now on to baby step 3, which is saving 3 to 6 months of your personal expenses. A lot of people ask about that. How much money do I need for baby step 3? It's 3 to 6 months of your personal expenses. So whatever your expenses are, if you don't have many expenses, it's not going to be a big emergency fund. So, but it's up to you if you want to do just 3 months, if you have no life drama, if you have no job drama, like you might lose your job or something like that. then 3 months is just fine. Some people want to be more secure. Some people, you get people every day saying $1,000 isn't enough for the starter emergency fund. Um, Apparently 67% of Americans don't even have $1,000 saved. And then some of them complain that it's not enough in baby step one for your start emergency fund. Anyway, so again, there's 3 to 6 months of your personal expenses is baby step three. And there's 15 comments on here, probably people well wishing this person here, De La Soul 1997. Congratulations. Being debt free, freedom! Being debt free is excellent. Highly recommend. All right, let's see what we got next. Every dollar budgeting app question. Okay, I tried it. Every dollar. I didn't like it. I use an Excel, actually a Google Sheets spreadsheet. Let's see, is there a way to manually input an amount in the spent category for a budget line item without having to input every single transaction? Let's say I want to add up my food budget for the month manually on paper from my bank statement and then add the total amount into the food budget instead of typing it in every time I bought food and without having to pay for the premium app version. I would think no, but this Fitzpats 9980 says yes. Tap the expense you want to show what you spent in. Click the plus button to add a transaction. Add the amount and label it as you like. Excellent. Okay. It's one I didn't know, but that's again the beauty of the Reddit. All right, that's from icy_broccoli_264. Are the calls some, not all scripted? As in some people calling in, describing fake scenarios and making up financial status. I'm just curious. Now, this is only for people calling in or the questions which are being read. I totally understand the debt-free screen. People are real. I also appreciate the show and what they do. Alrighty. Well, people can call. I mean, they can call and make up stuff. The screener, like, had the screeners probably have been trained by Kelly to have a BS detector and can head off most of that stuff. But in general, I would have to say, and I would have to say no, there's no scripted. If you think the answers are scripted, well, they're going to be the same answers every time because the answers almost always are in the baby steps themselves. And so, and it's the same advice Dave has been giving for 30 years. And so, if you've been a fan of his, if you've been following the steps, you're familiar with it, you hear the same stuff over and over again, the answers are going to be the same stuff over and over again. So, here's one. Tornado Ruben wants me to email a question to the show. Kelly, the producer, called me a few hours later and asked me if I wanted to ask my question live on the show, an upcoming segment a day or two later. Although I had a script that I'd personally prepared, they did not tell me what to say other than to be concise. Right, very nerve-wracking experience, but I got great advice. Took it, changed my life for the better. Excellent. Yeah, they have. Some people do read their question. You can tell they're reading it. So they don't meander around and do a lot of uhs like I do in this video. But I think, I mean, it could happen. It could happen every so often. They could be making up the scenarios and reading for a script and doing good acting. So, yeah. Oh, baby steps right there as well. I forgot there was on there. On the right side here. Let's see, what type and where should I set up a savings account for my 6-year-old granddaughter? Only plan to put in like $100 a month. Nothing crazy, but I'd like to have a small bit of money that our parents won't mismanage. Okay, interesting. What your son or daughter, or son and daughter, or son-in-law or daughter-in-law, one of those people, I guess you have misgivings about, or want to do that just in case. I already have several different type of accounts at Fidelity. Would they offer anything specific to what I'm asking for? Yeah, you can do that. Um, Generally, that kind of thing would be earmarked for college or some kind of education, and so you could do an ESA account, educational savings account, or a 529 plan. Those 529 plans vary by state. You could do that. Otherwise, you can do if you're talking about just a savings account, it does say savings account, but you could do it in the market as well. The issue would be is if she would need it during a downtime, but if she is just 6, she shouldn't be needing any money on her own until 18, so that is 12 years. So that is a good idea, and you are a good grandparent thinking about your granddaughter. And so it's up to you what you wanna do about that. But any bank is fine for a savings account. If you don't want to put it in the market, you can do a high yield savings account. You can check bankrate.com for the highest rates at the moment. Make sure you read all the stipulations because some of them say you have to have X amount in there and you have to have it in there for a certain amount of time to be able to get that interest rate. So make sure you read all the the fine print. Alrighty. The kids are next. Oh, this one, yeah, that's where I guessed that this would go. Ship and Ranny. Ship H Ranny. Ship Ranny. Don't know how you pronounce that. Anyway, the kids are next. Baby step 2 flare, as you can see, and that is paying off all debts, all non-mortgage debt in order smallest to largest. That means your smallest debt, like if you owe $10 to your friend, you pay that off first, and then your next smallest debt, like $100 or something, and then work your way up. Because by getting rid of those, then you are freeing up your payment money to be able to pay off the higher amounts. Okay, it says I'm ready to sell so much stuff the kids think they're next. That's a standard Daveism. I'm disabled with a young child, 2/3 of my house in storage, and currently living in a 2-bedroom apartment. How do I go about selling it all? I use a cane and struggle with TBI. I'm not sure right off the top of my head what TBI is. So I cannot handle the Craigslist, eBay garage sale thing with all the stuff. Are there auction places that will just take it all and do it for me? Yes, there are. I would recommend possibly if you perhaps have a friend or family member that could assist you with it, and you could even pay them a little, not as much as auction places would charge. It just depends on how much of your storage stuff that you have, uh, and that is worth something. Um, I've been called a hoarder myself. I do have a lot of like papers and stuff that are nostalgic for me. I do have to go through those and get rid of a bunch of stuff, and like like I can take pictures of it and put them online, and I can look at the picture anytime I want to. And so, and a lot of that stuff I've kept and I haven't done anything with at all except move it from one place to the other for not quite 20 years, maybe 15 on some of it. So, um, I get it. But as far as selling it, yeah, I would see if you have a friend or family member, or if any of your friends or family members know somebody that does Craigslist and eBay and garage sale stuff all the time. Somebody else on the baby steps may know how to do that for you, and that way you wouldn't get charged as much as the auction place. But there are auction houses that do that. Oh, it says right here she checked. I believe I think it's a female. Not sure. checked an average is 40 to 50% commission. When I get to where 50% of something is best, then 50% of nothing. I'm getting desperate. Yeah, I would check. Yeah, do you have a family member that can check auction house? Going to take a lot of the profit. Exactly. So, but she does have the desire to sell the stuff, and that is one of the things that's hard. You have to. That's also part of baby step 0 is you're making the choice to do this stuff, and that means sacrificing stuff. And that can mean, it depends on how much debt you have and how fast you want to get out of debt. You could sell some stuff you're not using regularly. If anything that's worth anything, if you're not using it regularly, you think to yourself, do I want this thing here for me to use once or twice a year, or do I want the money for it so I can apply it to debt? Alrighty, this from King Qmate. The WWDD flare. What would Dave do? Need advice? Get second job or get certification? Maybe both. A lot of people call Dave and ask, "Hey Dave, should I do this or this?" And almost all of the time, Dave says, "How about this instead?" A third option that people never consider. A lot of people do this. Let me, should I do this or this? And they're painting themselves in a corner with just those two options. Many times there are multiple options, and you should consider all of them. It says, "Hey all, I'm needing some advice because I feel stuck." That does happen. Currently almost done with baby step 1. Excellent. I have around 35K in debt, making around 35K a year. I probably need to get a second job based on that. I want to get my certification in cybersecurity. That's a great thing, but you have to work while you do that, though, obviously. Maybe not a second job. With grants and scholarships, I wouldn't be paying anything for the certification. I also wanted to get a second job to assist with my debt snowball, right? Certificate would take 2 semesters, and my income could bump up to around 90K starting, right? I'm not sure I'd have time to do both. I was just curious if I should go with the second job and wait on the certification, or get my certification and increase my income. I know Dave talks about getting a better shovel. I'm just unsure how to get a better shovel. Thank you all in advance for the advice. Okay, so this one, let's see. What you got to think, and nobody thinks when they sign for a student loan, they don't think about all the people that don't graduate. So you could be, justifying signing for the student loan by saying, "Oh, when I graduate, be making a lot of money and I can pay it off." Okay, this one doesn't involve the loan, but it just involves your time doing the cybersecurity. But you do have to allow for maybe you won't like it, or maybe you won't be good at it. And so you have to allow for that to be the case. And so if you work, you would definitely have extra money to pay on debt. If you don't, it is wasted time, and it would make your debt snowball take longer. You could do a mix of the two, like do extra work as you can fit it in there. But that's up to you. You're the final. Everybody is their own final decision maker in this. But I think the advice here would be to, if you like computer stuff and you like tech stuff, and you think you would be okay with that, you think you would have no problem getting the certification, you could certainly take the time to do that. Since it doesn't cost anything, the only thing you are out is time, so that is up to you. Like I said, I would do both. I would try to work more also, in addition to getting certified. And my son is doing that, working and doing cybersecurity training. Let's see. Take free courses and then apply for an entry level job. You won't be making 90K, but you make more than 35K and go on from there. That's a good idea. If you can get a entry level job doing it, I don't know that you can do that without certification though in that field. Alrighty. Capital gains tax. Oh, let me check, see how long. I forgot to look at the clock when I started. Let's see how much. So we're doing on 20 minutes. Okay. Check the clock. Okay. Okay. All right. Capital gains tax. This is by Dilly_Bones. I think a frequent poster in here from what I remember. I remember that name from somewhere. In 2016, my wife and I purchased a property located in Oklahoma for $29K cash. Yep, that's the way you do it. Since then, we've moved to Montana and would like to sell the property to buy a home here in Montana. We estimate the property is worth close to $75K. Excellent. Now, the obvious question is, how do we avoid paying capital gains tax? You cannot. You would have to be able to offset that with some kind of tax loophole. Check with your tax professional about that. But generally, you get capital gains, you have to pay the taxes on them. So you're looking at let's see, 75 and 30. What is that? 46. Yeah, 46K in profit. And so what's capital gains tax? 25%? I don't even know. But so unless you have things that you can write off to offset that, you're not going to be able to do that, and you just got to pay the tax. Check with your tax professional on that. Suggestions. Can you suggest any mutual funds within the categories that Dave suggests that give good returns? People have. Probably people, that's from Michi the Cleaner. People probably suggested just getting index funds, and that's better than nothing, but managed mutual funds, even though they charge a fee, they can still earn more than the index. If you even take out the fee, they could still earn more than the index, so that you have that possibility. So that's what Dave recommends for retirement. If it's just for you saving a certain amount of money to buy for a purchase in a non-retirement tax advantaged account, then Dave uses an S&P 500 index fund, like to save up. That's where he stores his money and has it make money for him, that he uses to buy real estate with. But he doesn't say the exact mutual funds. He doesn't do that. He just gives you the categories, which is a four-way split between small, medium, and large cap, and international. And within the past year, he said on the Ramsey show that he had looked, because international generally is the lowest earner, and so he was thinking about maybe just going through a three-way split. And he did say, and he said, if I do it, I was going to tell you guys to do it as well. That would be my advice, because I'm not gonna do one thing and then advise something else. So he had his SmartVestor Pro run the numbers, and over the 30 years that he's had that he's been investing, 30 plus years probably, he would actually, if he had done a three-way split rather than have the international mutual funds, he would have made less money. So up-to-date advice for 2023 is still the four-way split, including international and the small, medium, and large caps, but they do have Smart Vester Pros that they recommend, that they vet. Some of them still do what they want, even though they've been vetted by Ramsey Solutions, and theoretically they're supposed to do what Ramsey would advise. But some of them do stray. So if you go into that, you should be aware that they may suggest non-Dave stuff. So you need to know enough about it to be able to say, oh, well, Dave doesn't recommend that, or make sure they know you were referred by Dave, so that they give that advice to you. But yeah, he doesn't do specific advice on mutual funds. But if you're not going to pay for an advisor and you can't take the time to learn, or can't understand how to pick a good mutual fund, if you can't do that either, then index funds in those categories are better than nothing. Alrighty, let's see. Nothing underscore R3. Oh, nothing real. With a 3 for the E. Very nice. Seeking advice from my aunt. She's in her early 80s, retired. It was about 35K in CC debt, credit card debt. Has a house that she's still paying and is in disrepair. Bankruptcy is not an option. Okay. She was in the hospital a few times for several months, which drained her financially. Is that all? Yeah, that's all. Okay, so what I'm going to say on that is might have to sell the house, and that way you get out of that debt. And I don't know like what her living would be after that. Get some a rental, or maybe time for a nursing home. Maybe it depends on what her health is. But it might not be sustainable the way it is, and especially if she's going to be living for a long time. So it just depends on her specific situation. Retired, I mean, you don't get that much income, and having the credit card debt. I'm wondering why bankruptcy is not an option. Maybe she already declared bankruptcy within the past 7 years. Maybe. Don't know. We'd probably need some more information on this. Let's see if there is any. Plenty of time to read. Get her some personal finance books so you can teach her how to solve her problems. Ignore the debt till she dies. Smiley face. That's not very nice. Ramsey would totally get a job, a second job, and a third job. That is not true. It's probably Ramsey's whole deliver pieces, don't ever sleep philosophy. Oh, that's too bad. Does she have wages with credit card companies to garnish? Right, that's another thing, because she might not be. Does she feel active? Dave would never recommend a reverse mortgage. Dave would never recommend a reverse mortgage. He would say sell the house if you wanted to do that, but probably need a little bit more information on that to see exactly what she is dealing with. But she may be in a situation like, if she's not coming, if she doesn't have any income other than Social Security. She may be judgment proof, which means she can't be sued for anything. So, but if that does happen, that house would have to be sold anyway. They would definitely come after the house. But as far as anything else, her Social Security or anything like that, they could not get that. Just wrote my first budget today. Black 863 3 days ago. After years of saying, oh, well, I get paid again in 2 weeks. One of the curses of being salaried. It's the same if you're hourly, you still get paid either weekly or in 2 weeks, or if you get, some people get paid by monthly. So that's, and you can still say, I get paid X day. So you can still do that. Doesn't matter about being salaried. I finally did it. For those starting out, personally, it helps me to write an X and a line at the bottom of the book page to sign off on the budget after crunching the numbers. Makes you feel like you're in Congress. Yeah, you can actually sign your name on it instead of the X. Personally, make me feel more in control. 4.5K in credit card debt and a 15.7K Honda Civic. Not as bad as some other horror stories I've heard on the show, but that's no excuse. Still no excuse. If you're reading this, you can do it. You are correct. Anybody can do it. If you are breathing, you can make your financial situation better. And one of the things that people do get discouraged when they first try to budget, they think they should, even though they never budgeted before, they think they should be able to do a perfect budget right out of the gate. You can't. Generally, it'll take 3 months for you to get it down. Some people take longer. Some people get lucky. Alrighty, working on some Razer, BRW_SCR. Baby step 2 flare. Again, that is paying off all non-mortgage debt, smallest to largest. Working on Sunday to pay off debt. Hey guys, I'm baby step 2 and really debating whether or not to continue to work on Sunday. I'm really getting back into my faith, and church bros and sisters made it clear that we should keep the Sabbath holy. Okay, doesn't matter what they think. Doesn't matter what other people think. You get to make the choice for you. However, I'm about 2 months away from paying off my debt, and the company offers bonuses to work on Sunday. Don't know what to do here. Advice, please. Okay, it's only 2 months then. It's 2 months. I'm sure God would give you Sundays off from church to work. You can go to church other days. They do have services on other days than Sunday. It is just 2 months away, and again, it's not a permanent thing. Like you're never going to church on Sunday again. It is 2 months. They have a thing on the Ramsey show where they talk about a season. It's just a season, and not necessarily a full winter. What are the seasons? Winter, winter, fall, spring, summer, and it's not necessarily, doesn't necessarily have to be that long, like 3 months. It can be any small period of time is what they're talking about when they say it's just a season. And generally that means it's a season of sacrifice, which you're doing in order to get these debts paid off and get that full emergency fund saved up. So you can do the happier baby steps, which is 4, 5, and 6. Alrighty. Let's see, did we finish with this? Yep. Minute examination 918. I guess I'm on baby step 0.5. Well, we already talked a little bit about baby step 0. I'm trying to think of the other stuff. What I mentioned the 4 walls. I mentioned that that's where you decide that debt is not an option. It's off the table. No matter what happens, you're not going into debt further than you already are. You just take that off the table. Let's see. So I realize that although I'm working, I'm not really utilizing the ideas of the baby steps because I have a few missed payments on both of my credit cards and 1,000 plus in my current savings account, and I'm just scared. Like I've never had this much money. I'm about to go spend it all on debt. I feel super uncomfortable because I feel like I'm going back to square one, but I really want to be able to own a condo by 30 and be financially free from my family. I want to wait until I get a certified waitressing job, but I feel the more I drag my feet, the worse of the penalties and my credit now to call Capital One and figure out how I'm going to move forward. You can call Capital One. They may not be the best at giving financial advice, but basically, you know what the financial advice is, to follow the baby steps, and so that is to keep that $1,000 as your emergency fund. You put whatever is over the $1,000 on your debt, and so part of baby step zero. Perfect timing. Part of baby step zero is to get current on your past due bills. If they are in collections, you just let them sit while you pay off all the current debt. And then after you paid off the current debt, then you can save up a bunch of cash, and then you call a collections company, and then you can probably settle for less than the actual debt. And if they don't want to take it, then you say, okay, well, I'll call this other people that I owe debt to and see if they will take this cash then instead. And so you just do that until that gets resolved. But yeah, so I understand the trepidation. It's not feel super uncomfortable. I get it. That's it, but it's for you. It's a little bit easier for this person, I would think, although it doesn't feel like it at the time, I'm sure. But it's easier than because some people like have $5,000 in savings, and then they don't want to put $4,000 on the debt, even though it would give them a huge jump start on paying off that debt. And especially the more debt they have, like if they have big student loans or something like that, the extra $4,000 isn't that much of a chunk in there, but it's better than if you don't do anything extra on it. So it is a good start no matter what. So anything over $1,000 should go to the debt and pay off the debt smallest to largest. But like you said, 0.5. Yeah, you're not ready to do $1,000 because you should even to get current. You should even spend some of that $1,000. So maybe that's what this person is talking about. But I don't know what I mean. Maybe your coach calling Capital One because they have a few missed payments. So yeah, so yeah, the advice is not to miss payments in order to save up the $1,000. You have to work more or do something or sell stuff or do something else to get the $1,000 plus pay all your minimums on your cards. So that is not in the baby steps. It does not say that. It just says pay off all, or it just says baby step one. It just says save $1,000 for your emergency fund. Learn more. Might go into that. I don't know if it goes into that at all, but that's the dealio. You don't miss payments on things you're current on. You don't let them go to save up $1,000. That's not how that works. And if you don't have enough to save $1,000, if you're not making enough to save $1,000 while you make all the minimums, then you are not working enough. You need a higher paying job or to work more, to do nothing but work more. Oh, the same person, same day, I guess right before that. Baby step one, credit cards and moving on. Baby, I'll be moving on. I can't remember if I said it at the top of the show, but yeah, I did. Link to my um, music playlist, and there is the Baby Step song in there, and that I did borrow that nice music and the song stylings of Justin Bieber on Love Yourself to do the Baby Step song, and that is in there. And so that's why I said, baby, I'll be moving on. Baby step one, credit cards are moving on. So I have 1,500 in savings. That was quick. It was the same day. So this person is all over the place apparently. In savings and 200 in checking, and the credit card balance of about 2,400 on two cards. I was reading Dave's book, and he really stressed getting current, yes, on your credit cards and paying it off as soon as possible. So I've missed two payments on both cards. Why? And I'll probably 200 back. I don't know what that means. Don't know what that. I'll probably 200 back. I don't know what that means. Is it advisable to spend $400 on both credit cards to get them current before moving on to maybe step 2? Yes, you get them both current comes before baby step 1 even. So let's see. Scared right now because I have to figure out. I'll quickly get another job in higher earning restaurant. I want to drag my feet too bad and wait till I have another job, but I know this first. That's right. This is all my fault. Exactly like our pal Taylor Swift says. What is it? Stare directly in the sun. I can't remember. Stare directly in the sun, but never in the mirror. And so, because that's where the problem is. Feel this briefly and move on. Keep the momentum going. Absolutely. Oh, Scholar Bank was able to get penalties removed. Okay, that's great. Momentum to get current now and get a semi-set payment plan. Can't stop. Plus, I'm looking for a part-time job. Right. Because I feel as though a lot of my money from full-time is going to be going to this debt for a certain amount of time. Yeah, it all is. There's no like other buying stuff. There's no eating out at a restaurant. You don't go to a restaurant unless you are working there. There's none of that. It's all paying for your necessities, and Starbucks is not a necessity. It's paying for your necessities, and being applied to debt is all your income will be doing on baby step 2. It's not fun, but like I said before, it's just a season. I hate paying interest. Wah. Burn G1. Baby step 3, of course you do. That being said, the short-term goal is to pay off the mortgage, right? And then you don't have to pay. If you have a paid off mortgage, then theoretically you have done all the other baby steps. That's baby step 6, pay off the mortgage. And so theoretically you've done all the other baby steps, and then what was I saying? Short-term goal pay. Oh, you've done all the other baby steps, so you wouldn't have any other loans or credit cards. You would not have those. So the house would be the last thing you're paying interest on. So then you get rid of that. Now, some people, almost everybody, matter of fact, if you mention pay off the mortgage to them, they say, "Oh, no, I have a low interest rate on the mortgage, so I'm going to keep that." I'm going to keep that around. Dave's advice is to pay off the mortgage as soon as you can, and to the effect of beyond necessities. I mean, you can, at that point, you can still plan. You can do vacations, you can plan to do fun stuff, whatever's in the budget, that's fine. But all the extra money you're still doing, like in step 2, where all the extra money goes to pay off the debt. In step 3, all the extra money every month goes to fill up the emergency fund. And yeah. Let's see. Did I finish that thought? I don't think I did. Oh, so you're still doing that. You're not supposed to be lackadaisical at all during any of the baby steps 1 through 6. Once you're on baby step 7, the build wealth and give, you can chill. You can chill a little more. But oh, that says baby step 3. Uh-oh. Baby step 3 flare. Maybe put the wrong one. Okay, let's read the question and find out. That being said, my short-term goal is pay. Currently, I've been sending extra money that comes in my way directly to the mortgage, but I've been thinking it might be more advantageous to stick that money in Ally high yield savings account, like I was talking about that before, accrue interest and then throw that at the mortgage. Not sure all of this percentage is being accrued, so what's the best way to get rid of this mortgage ASAP but get the best bang for my buck? Okay, if you are in baby step 3, you're not supposed to put my extra money on the house. You do baby step 3 until baby step 3 is done. Steps 1, 2, and 3 are done all by themselves in order. Then step 4, 5, and 6 are done all at the same time in order. So you're not, I mean, people love to get ahead on the baby steps. There was a guy in the Ramsey Show chat one time that could have been lying, but said that he was doing all 7 of the baby steps at the same time. So that is not how it works. He was doing it wrong. So this person might be doing it wrong as well. If you're in baby step 3, all the money goes to that. You don't put extra money on the house during baby step 3 or during the other previous baby steps. You pay the minimum on the mortgage while you do the other baby steps until you get to baby step 6, and that's where you put more on the mortgage. And how that works with 4, 5, and 6 happening all at the same time is you do begin investing 15% into retirement at baby step 4. And then if you have children, if not, you can skip step 5. But if you have children, step 5 is to save for your kids' college. And depending on their age, you can address that however you like. Just a little bit a month. You can just start doing that. You can decide how you can do that so that you have, you can put X amount a month away a week or every 2 weeks or a month, X amount, so that you have Y amount when they're 18 to go to college with. And so you can figure out what that is. If you don't have children, again, you don't do baby step 5. You can save all the cash you want in baby step 7, and then you just give your kid college money out of that. But as far as Dave doesn't chase interest like this, he doesn't do that. He is just you're trying to put it into account to get interest, to make interest, and that's what some of the people in the Ramsey Show chat, trolls maybe. But I mean, definitely people do that and come in there and they think that's the right thing to do, is to, if they have a 2% mortgage and the high yield savings account is paying 3% interest, they think they're doing something by having it in the high yield savings account, accruing interest, while they just keep the mortgage around longer. So, but see, what they probably don't think of is if you pay off the mortgage, you are getting rid of whatever amount you pay at them extra. You're not getting charged interest on that inside the mortgage. So that is the advice there, to just pay it off. This is the same, trying to stick it in a high yield savings account to accrue interest and so then throw that at the mortgage. That's the same thought as I lost my train of thought again. Sorry about that. Let's see. It's the same. That's the same thing as somewhere else where they try to, instead of following the baby steps like they should be, they try to put the money somewhere else into something else instead of paying off something or saving up high yield. I mean, saving up the full emergency fund. Sorry, lost my mind. Just a minute. I'm old. So anyway, but that's the dealio on that. I'm not sure all of this percentage is being accrued, so what's the best way to get rid of this mortgage? You just send all the extra money to the mortgage. If you're on baby step 3, you finish baby step 3 first, and then you start baby step 4. Exception to that, Dave has said if you can pay off the house in 2 or 3 years, you can delay investing. Or do less than 15% of your gross income investing. You can do less while you do that, and that's the same for saving up for a down payment. Once you get to baby step 3B, which is save the down payment, if that's what you're going to do. If you're fine renting or you already have a house, you don't need to do baby step 3B. But you can do a mix in whatever percentages you want of investing and saving for down payment. Or you can completely put everything towards the down payment instead of investing. You can wait. You can be out of the market 3 years per Dave, but he doesn't want you to be out of the market saving for retirement beyond that point. All right, this from Lifting Engineer 4 days ago. What time is it? Whoops, hit the wrong button. 50 minutes. Okay, 10 more minutes. And that'll be an hour. You're probably done with me talking already. Ramsey Financial Coaching class. Is anyone here taking the Ramsey Financial Coaching Master Class? Well, hey, guess what? I am a Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach, so yes, I have. I'm beginning my journey as a financial coach and looking for resources to learn from. They have everything. They have tons of stuff there within the when you pay for that, to me it just looks like calls and video modules. The calls with people, the calls with the coaches on staff, you ask your questions to them about it. You ask your question for these. There's no like books or anything like that. It would be in video. You learn from the videos and you learn from the live calls with the Ramsey coaches that are on the Ramsey staff. How to do all that. Is there anything included in this class like templates or softwares? Yeah, there's no templates that I'm aware. I can't remember if there are templates or not. There's templates like on which like financial information to get, so you can examine the client situation, etc., etc. But you should also already know that if you have finished the class, because that's gone through how to do all that stuff. So get on the calls. They are part of the fee there for the training. So definitely use those, and you ask them that question. If there are any resources from, and they are probably the resources, and so you ask them if there are things you don't know how to do as far as helping your clients. If you don't know how to help your clients, maybe you need to go through all of it again. And will the collection reappear? Here we go. Remarkable Trifle 4. So I had a collection I disputed. No, it was not my bill. Oh, after calling the original creditor, she told me the date the service was provided on that date. I was in the middle of boot camp for USMC. Thank you for your service. When I disputed the claim through Credit Karma, I didn't attach any documents because I just didn't know the process. With that being said, the dispute is still processing, but it has disappeared from my account. So my question is it gone for good? Maybe. Or will it reappear and I'll have to redispute it again with the proper documents? DD214. Okay. Proving I was on the other side of the country on the day the service was provided. That I don't know. It always could. The reason it showed up on your credit report anyway could pop up again, and whether it's just human error, that could happen again and it could be back on there. So definitely yep, keep that documentation handy for the rest of your life, like this person says there. Keep documentation of the resolution on dispute. It doesn't seem like it was a resolution. It just seemed like, because this dispute is still processing, but it has already gone from the account. So that means that the credit report is working faster than the collector is doing their stuff. So which isn't to be that's to be expected probably. Because they have no reason really to clean up things. that. All right, online banking recommendation RS Cog 4 days ago. We'll see if this is if it's for a high yield savings account, check bankrate.com. I think the Dave Ramsey course 15 years or so ago. I believe he's talking about Financial Peace University, not the Financial Coaching Master Training, and have been using the method for that time. Excellent. At the time, Dave recommended an online bank and debit card that paid interest and had low fees, etc. I think it was Orange, okay? It was a great account. It has been bought and sold a few times over the years and has turned into a Capital One account, which has been okay for the most part, aside from a few annoyances. If those annoyances are fees, then it's time to get that money out and put it elsewhere. My question to Dave Ramsey community is, who do you recommend for your general banking? Do you do online or credit union, etc.? I don't need a brick and mortar building, but relatively good access to ATMs and of course debit cards and the low fees. You're probably gonna be best off doing a brick and mortar bank anyway. To get that, the credit unions are great for that. Like if it's just a checking account, if it's a savings account, then again, you could just put it in regular savings in a credit union or a bank. Or you can, if you want something that has very high interest, you can again check bankrate.com and read all the fine print on there. The fine print. You can put money in there and make more on interest that way. Couple more minutes here. Let's do maybe one or two more. Plain ad 5538. What a difference a Dave makes. Nice. I became a spoiled listener because Dave was on early this week. It began. I am Dave Ramsey. Then let's hear our first caller. Even Jade held her own, but yesterday 323 became almost unwatchable, unlistenable. The Ramsey public calling and Jade together first 15 minutes. Okay, they don't like Ken or Jade maybe. And they like Dave. Most people do like Dave the most. He's not going to be on every show. As a matter of fact, he's might be off this week because he was off Thursday and Friday. Maybe a vacation for him, a Dave-cation. And he's been off the past 2 days. He hasn't been there. So I wouldn't expect him to be there all week. He's almost never there Fridays anyway. And so I wouldn't expect to see him the rest of the week. He may also, sometimes he works, but he's just not on the show. How to save on food? Answer generics. That is a good one. And also cheaper food. You can still go to beans and rice. Just don't buy the more expensive type of food. So I don't know what kind of there's no magic. I don't know what kind of magic you want there, but apparently other cable ketchup and cookies they're talking about. Are they doing this because they're not getting enough callers? They think Ramsey Light is entertaining. Okay, they think it's Ramsey Light. This person doesn't like it. That's fine. Dave is good with them co-hosting, apparently. So, and he's the boss. So, sorry you don't like it. Washing machine broke. All right, this will be the last one. Nero FMX. Washing machine broke. It took me at least 2 days to come to the realization I have an emergency fund of about 2,000 currently, and I do not have to panic. Shouldn't be 2,000. Should only be 1,000 if you're in step 2. If you've started step 3 and have 2,000, that's great. I can finally use a new one. Whatever makes the most sense. I have options. Absolutely. Even 1 year ago, I had no money set aside before I found Dave Ramsey's book at the Goodwill. Excellent. And started working on my situation. I had about 4,500 maxed out credit cards, and I owed an old electric bill that was going to connect if I didn't take care of it. But today I'm absolutely okay. That's right. I'm going to dip into my emergency fund and replace my washing machine. I'm going to replace that money spent as soon as possible. This may not seem huge to some people, but it's a massive win for me. Absolutely it is. And this is how you can do it. This is what your emergency fund lets you do. It lets you take care of things, emergencies. It lets you fix stuff. It lets you buy stuff without going into debt. And this way you never have to go into debt ever again, because you can fund your own stuff by having your very own credit line that you give to yourself that is from your cash, which is the best thing in the world. Yeah, so I appreciate everybody watching. We'll see how many more of these I do. I do miss doing them, so that's why I did it. Once again, Coach Steve Money, and I'm Ramsey Solutions Certified Financial Coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation assessment with me at calendly.com. So it's Coach Steve Money. You can email about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can go to PayPal.me/CoachSteveMoney. You can add me on the gram at CoachSteveMoney, and of course my YouTube channel is YouTube.com/CoachSteveMoney. Thank you so much for watching.